case of the palace watching and waiting to see what they do, and they will be watching, and they will be watching.
They keep their titles, they keep their place in the line of succession. That means Prince Harry and Archie both.
I think any parents, I think, will probably sort of know what this feeling feels like.
Very special. The most amazing experience I could ever possibly imagine how any woman does.
Announces this hospital in Santa Barbara near the couple's California home. Far away from Windsor Castle, where
Harry's pulled a bit of a flanker. The reality is there's nothing wrong with him calling his daughter and
his relationship with the royal family, because Prince Harry has said that he doesn't feel safe when coming to the UK. He doesn't feel safe enough.
Firmly stand up for what we believe, and we will do everything that we can to play our part in building a better world.
Appalling. And the irony of this, there's hypocrisy in it, because Harry, in his book Spare, writes about the royal.
But it's a reform play by William. I think he just wants to keep it a very tight monarchy, but also he wants to reward the people.
I mean, he's got a point, isn't he? They got 20 million apparently for 12 hours of, or 12 shows of half an hour each.
Supposed to be really sought after, hard to get, scarce product.
You know, there hasn't been many royal books like this, although Rob, you've written many fantastic books. I'm not going to compare them, but this is from the mouth.
Who are also signed to the Harry Walker Agency, and by the way, who the Sussexes really
independent. They have said that they still want to support the Queen and work in the Queen's name where necessary.
Can the naming of Lily be seen as an olive branch of sorts?
Whether it's an olive branch.
The king has not seen his grandchildren for many, many years, and the relationship with Prince Harry and his father
Landed before its official publication date because it got published in Spain and everyone dashed off.
Came out before its planned release date because it was already printed in Spain and people rushed quickly to buy it. Did Buckingham Palace quietly set a plan in motion? And were Harry and Meghan really so easy to trick that they walked right into it without realizing? It sounds like a story from a political suspense movie, a very old institution that has been there for hundreds of years, staying silent, watching carefully, waiting, while a couple far away builds their public image, shares their so-called truth, and breaks all ties behind them. But there is something important to understand about a monarchy that is over 1,000 years old. It does not hurry, it does not get nervous, music, and it definitely does not lose control. We were told they left for privacy, that the bright royal attention felt too heavy for their family. But when you look at what happened after that...
Any parents, I think, will probably sort of know what this feeling feels like.
Very special.
More documentaries, more tell-all books than most working royals have ever done in the last 100 years. Privacy, it seems, has a very different meaning inside the Sussex home. Music, for many people watching from outside, it stopped looking like they were stepping away a long time ago. Instead, it started to look like a planned way to earn money from every secret and every complaint they could remember from their time inside the palace. But while Harry and Meghan were busy shaping their own story in Montecito, the palace was doing something much quieter, much more careful, and in some ways more powerful. They were going back to the rule books. And those rule books, it turns out, are not soft or forgiving. The Crown does not care about podcast numbers or Netflix deals. It does not change for public opinion or celebrity fame. It is built on bloodlines, old traditions, and documents that are more than 100 years old. And as time passes and things become clearer, one fact is becoming harder to ignore. The palace reportedly did not just allow Harry and Meghan to leave. They may have simply let them walk themselves out of royal history without stopping them. But the real surprise is not only what happened to
announce that Meghan and myself had a baby boy earlier this morning.
It is what is reportedly happening to their children that makes everything feel even more unsettling. Archie and Lilibet did not choose any of this, yet according to reports, they may be the ones paying the highest price, quietly being pushed out of a history they were born into, even before they are old enough to understand what they have lost. This is the story of how that allegedly happened, and it begins more than 100 years ago. Back in 1917, a king made a decision that would echo through the next century in ways nobody could have predicted. Music King George V created what became known as the letters patent. And if you have never heard of it, that is exactly the point. It was not meant to be attention-grabbing. Music. It was something much stronger. A strict legal system made to protect the monarchy, music from disorder, from people trying to take advantage, and from exactly the kind of situation that seems to be unfolding today. To understand why George V did this, you have to see what he was witnessing at the time. The Russian Empire collapsed. The German Empire broke apart. Music, strong royal families were falling under the pressure of their own large and complicated systems. Too many royals meant too many problems. Too many people with claims meant too many cracks in the structure. George V made a very cold and careful choice. He decided to reduce the size of the monarchy before it became a burden. The rules he created were very strict and simple. To be called a prince or princess, you needed more than just having royal parents. Music. You needed clear royal bloodline status. You needed proper birth registration under the authority of the crown. Music. And you needed recognition from the Church of England. That was all. No special treatment, no shortcuts. The palace does not run on kindness or fame around the world. Those papers, music old, dusty, and very strict, are what truly matter inside those walls. And this is where things reportedly become uncomfortable for Archie and Lilibet. Because according to reports, when Harry and Meghan left, they seemed to believe that their public image, their global popularity, and their influence might push the institution to make an exception for their children. But the institution does not make exceptions for celebrities. Music. If the rules were bent for one couple, it could open the door for many distant relatives and even opportunists to claim a place in the monarchy, and that is something the palace would never risk. So while Harry and Meghan were telling their story to the world, the palace was doing something much simpler. They were quietly pointing back to a rule book written more than a century ago, and that rule book, music, had already answered every question they were asking. In almost every case, the answer was no. The invisible barrier was not created because of Harry and Meghan. It existed long before they were even born. They just reportedly did not see it coming. And the first warning sign came in 2019, during what should have been one of the happiest moments of their lives. It was 2019 and the world was waiting. A royal baby, a well-known prince, a woman who had gained global attention. It should have been a fairy tale moment, and for a short time it was. But then the birth certificate came out and people started noticing something unusual. Meghan's legal name, Rachel Meghan, was not there at all. Music. It had been completely removed from the document. In its place was a title, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. No personal.
Absolutely thrilled and so grateful to all the love and support for everybody out there.
Music. And for a document that is meant to record one of the most personal human moments, that felt very unusual. Here is why it matters. This had never happened before, not once. Princess Diana's name was on her children's birth records. Kate Middleton's name is on hers. Their personal names stayed on official music documents. So why was Meghan's different? Why was her real name replaced completely, music with a title? There was no public explanation, no statement from the palace, no clarification at all. And because there were no answers, people close to the situation reportedly started to whisper. According to some sources, this was not a mistake in paperwork. It was allegedly a correction made by the palace itself. A quiet but clear message that Archie's position in the royal system was already being carefully questioned before he even learned to walk. Music. But the meaning goes even deeper. By removing Meghan's legal name, the birth certificate stopped looking like a record of a mother giving birth. Instead, it looked like a record of a title giving birth.
This morning, a new addition to the Sussex family. A baby girl named Lilibet Diana.
And that difference creates a legal separation that the palace music can reportedly use later if those titles are ever taken away. And reports suggest that this discussion is still going on. The children's birth certificates may become something very serious, documents showing an identity that might not be officially recognized in the future. Music. The same papers that connect Archie to royal history could one day be used to show his removal from it. This was reportedly done so quietly, hidden in legal wording, that most people never noticed it. But for those watching closely inside royal circles, it was allegedly the first small crack in the structure. Music. In a system built on tradition, something that does not fit is not just a detail, it is music, a warning sign. And when paperwork does not match expectations, the palace pays attention. They store it away. Music, they wait. But the birth certificate was only the beginning, because behind the scenes, something even more unusual had reportedly already happened. Music, and it triggered a wave of speculation that the palace chose very carefully not to address. For hundreds of years, the birth of a royal child has never been just a family event. It is a state event, carefully organized to do one main thing above everything else. I think
So, look, something's happened overnight where I think the palace have been caught off guard. They're trying to play catch.
And confirm that everything is legitimate. A senior official would be present or at least informed immediately. A trusted medical team would oversee the birth and sign all records. The easel would be placed outside Buckingham Music Palace. The official announcement would be posted. The world would be told clearly and traditionally that a royal heir had been born. Harry and Meghan did not follow this process. They chose music, a private birth, away from official doctors, away from long-standing royal procedures that existed for a reason. And by doing this, they reportedly created uncertainty where certainty normally exists. There was no standard official medical confirmation in the usual way, no traditional public announcement system. Music. The usual steps used to confirm a royal birth were simply music missing. And into that gap came speculation. Rumors about surrogacy began spreading almost immediately. Questions were raised about missing official signatures. Online discussions broke down music, every detail, every timing, every image. The rumors spread widely, music, and in some online spaces they never stopped. What is reportedly important about what followed is this. The palace did not respond. No clarification, no denial, no quiet correction through the media. They stayed silent. Music. And for an institution that could easily stop rumors if it wanted to, that silence stood out. According to some insiders, music, it was a deliberate approach. They did not need to say anything. They did not need to accuse anyone. They only needed music to refuse to confirm anything. By refusing to confirm anything, they let the doubt grow by itself. Music, it was slow, planned, and reportedly very effective. What was left behind was something the palace could never create through direct conflict. It left Archie in a strange royal in-between state. He was born into the line of succession. Yes, his name appears in the right official lists, music in a technical way, but the real system that normally proves a royal birth, official checks, approvals, music institutional confirmation, was missing. And in a system built fully on tradition and proof, missing proof means a lot. Music. The palace did not need to argue about Archie's place in the royal line. They only needed to ensure the usual proof was not fully there. And without that proof, his link to the crown sits in a confusing, unclear space that the institution can quietly music point to whenever it wants to. It was like a trap made only of silence. Music. And reportedly, Harry and Meghan never fully understood it like that. But if they thought the situation around Archie's birth was hard to deal with, music, nothing could have prepared them for what happened when music Lilibet arrived. When Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor was born in 2021, the silence from the palace music came immediately, and this time it felt even stronger. There was no announcement board outside Buckingham Palace, no official message, no clear statement from the Queen's office for hours after the birth. The world did not hear it through normal royal channels. Instead, they heard it through a press release from a PR team in California for a royal baby, which felt shocking music, and it was not a mistake. In the royal system, recognition is power. Music. It is the institution officially saying that someone belongs. By staying silent and letting a publicist announce it first, the palace was allegedly sending a very different message, that while Lilibet may be Harry's daughter, she was not being treated as a royal heir in the full official music sense. She was being seen from the institution's point of view like any other celebrity baby born in California. Loved by her parents, music, but separate from the crown. Then came her name, and reportedly that is where things became even more sensitive. Lilibet was a private childhood nickname of the Queen, used only by very close family music in very personal moments. It belonged to a very small group of people who were allowed to use it.
Major breakthrough in Prince Harry's bitter legal battle with the UK government. The royal now a step closer to having his security
use it. And when Harry and Meghan chose it for their daughter, reports quickly said that the Queen was very upset music by it. The couple allegedly suggested they had permission, that it was approved, but palace sources told a very different story. According to those reports, the Queen was informed, not truly asked, told, not music consulted. And for someone who spent 70 years carefully managing royal tradition, music, that difference was very important. The decision backfired. Instead of creating a warm family connection through the music name, it created distance from the people who had the authority over titles. Inside the palace, it was not seen as a gift, but as an assumption. And in that world, assumptions are not easily forgiven. Then came the christening music held privately in California with an Episcopal bishop and a guest list that looked more Hollywood than royal tradition. It was warm, personal, and by all accounts beautiful, but the Church of England never officially recorded it. Interview 1609. And in the royal system, that carries real meaning. The British monarch is the head of the Church of England. A royal baptism is not just a family celebration, it is a state-level moment. It is the point where a child is officially and spiritually connected to the music crown. By choosing a ceremony in California outside Church of England records, Harry and Meghan reportedly created a christening that had no official or legal recognition inside the UK's religious system. In royal terms, it was seen as incomplete. And in that language, incomplete is very close to not valid. The spiritual link was reportedly not fully confirmed, and the children were not officially placed inside that system. If the birth questions and the christening caused quiet concern inside the palace, the security issue turned it into something much louder. This was no longer about paperwork or tradition music alone. This became Harry taking the issue into court, and by doing that, he reportedly gave the system the exact legal structure it needed to define what his children were and were not entitled to. Harry's argument was simple. Music. His family was not safe.